morning, Sagittarius. How are you? Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, and for those of you who are new, welcome to the channel. I am Nicole. Just want to say thank you to you guys for all of your likes, shares, subscribes, comments. Your support for the channel is amazing, and I appreciate each and every single one of you. Sag, this is going to be your April 2023 reading. We're going to dive right on into it, I do believe. Guys, remember, this is going to be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus. Cross watchers if that is you. Guys, remember that roles can be reversed, so discern the messages accordingly. And then if you guys are interested in personal readings, because not everything is going to resonate, and you want to dive deeper into your own personal situation, that information can be found in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page, so that you can reach out to me so we can get you scheduled, okay? All right, Sag, what's going on for April here? Let's see. Are we coming back up? Like, I kind of feel like maybe for a second you felt like you were drowning. You might be gaining some clarity as well. Maybe finding a new sense of flow with particularly maybe another person. I say clarity, and what comes out? The clarity. There it is on the underlying. Yeah, discernment and surface, and then clarity pops up the second time around. So let's see what's going on for you guys. The cards are so supportive of everything that comes out of my mouth. Productivity. Time to get moving, Sag. You may be pulling things together. Excuse me, itchy. It's almost like you're ready to start putting in the work again. So you may have gone through a period of just, I don't know, I don't really want to say stagnation, but maybe just feeling a little like, ugh, you know, not feeling your best self kind of thing. But now all of a sudden it's like there's some emphasis on getting things moving throughout the month of April. So for Sagittarius, please, Spirit. This core card just came out in Virgo's reading. It came out in quite a few of the readings that I've done for the month of April so far. This is driving me crazy. Hang on. There's like a little speck and it was making me bonkers. And then moderation. So, you know, it's like you're it's like almost everybody's going through this period space. Recognition of, how do I want to put this? Of what things are feeling like. I know we're in Aries season. It's more action oriented, and you can be stepping into that action as a fire sign, right? Taking that decisive action, taking that feel good feeling and moving forward with it. Slow and steady wins the race though, Sag. This moderation is telling me to tell you, one thing at a time. Don't get carried away in any one thing that you're doing. Give yourself the space and the time that you need to allow things to come to fruition. But I do feel like you may have taken a step back. You may have been feeling a little overwhelmed by your feelings, things that had happened in the past, not sure what direction you were heading, and then all of a sudden it's like things are shifting for you. You're feeling some movement. You're feeling things, you know, that may have been, Spirit is saying, that may have been counterproductive for you. You're kind of letting that go at this point, and finding that, you know, it's almost like returning home. I don't even want to say to the self, it's like you feel like something is returning home, maybe where you felt things were not fair, balanced, brought together the way you had hoped for them to be. All of a sudden it's like, oh God, like, yay, this is coming together, and it's going to take some time, whatever this is. Again, slow and steady wins the race kind of vibe. You just give things the space to become what they need to be. So, and through that, you're going to see, I think, things open up, but it's like right now you're ready to put in the work to get you to where it is that you're going, which is nice. And this may deal with partnership. This may even deal with your children. I do feel like a spring is here. Pardon the Jake break in the background. as things are moving forward, it's like you may be dealing with a partner, you may be dealing with a mother and a child, something to that effect. You may start to see things shifting in that regard as well. So very interesting energies. And I do feel like, I just did Virgo's reading, I was kind of like all tongue-tied and all over the place. With yours, I feel this enlightened sense of energy that just kind of comes in, and it's like, okay, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to feel, I'm ready to do. But again, don't like light so many fires that you're burning yourself out real quickly. One thing at a time, baby steps, work towards it. Don't jump in feet first. Okay, so it's very, very important as to how that's coming out, is just give yourself the time and the space to make things happen in due time. Okay, Justice, again, things balancing out. You may have been worried that things would not balance out. There could have been something surrounding you, whether it was work, love, whatever it might be, that just didn't feel like it was fair, but it is starting to balance out for you, and it's making you feel better too. I think it's making you feel like you've got some extra grit now to move forward in whatever process is coming your way. So good stuff, Sag. All right, let's see, past energy for Sag for April 2023, please, Spirit, for Sag. Movement forward, movement, Four of Wands. I'm telling you, wherever you guys are heading, it's cause for celebration, it's cause for reward. It's, it could be family life, those four stable corners, those foundational energy. God, if I could talk. But it feels good. You're recognizing duality. The poor choices, good choices, the light and the dark, staying on course, pulling direction for what it is that you need to do. The Six of Pentacles in reverse in the past energy. Same card came out for Virgo, but in the present situation. Again, feeling like, something was lacking here, where things were not being reciprocated. You may have been pushing something away. It's almost like whatever you were giving away was being given back to you. But in the sense, not that it was equal reciprocity, but in the sense of it was being, potentially rejected, or just going, thanks, but no thanks here, just take this back, go ahead, be on your way. So it may have felt in King of Swords, and it's funny, you may have been dealing with a Virgo at some point, but this King of Swords, he's intellectual, he knows his shit, can be very abrasive, very cold in how he comes across. So you may have been dealing with somebody that was just lacking emotional energy towards you and denying the right to let you into their space as well. So Sag, let's see. Or this could have been you, Judgment. Better choices. Whatever choices are happening, whatever karma is being cleared, whatever aspect of the self that was being dealt with, it's releasing you as you move forward. It's opening you up to new possibilities. It's learning the lessons of the past. It's coming into fruition into the future, opening you up to being able to make better judgment calls across the board is how I would explain that. King of Swords still under the bottom. And then this, I'm going to take it. Six of Wands, victory, success, reasons, again, to celebrate, being in the spotlight, feeling good about yourself, feeling good about your accolades. And then you've got the King of Cups on the bottom. So you, Judgment, and then could be dealing with a Scorpio too. So let's see. Six of Wands. I love it. I love this. All right. I really feel like whatever hard times you were having in the past, you may be getting more in touch with your emotions. You may be dealing with a Pisces as well. But it's like you're testing it. You're playing with it. You're alchemizing with it. It's nice. It's some passion there, some truth in that. Not letting your emotions override the flow, being in a state of beautiful flow, opening up that heart chakra. It's a loving energy that, how do I want to put this? Sag. I don't know. It's just, when I see that King of Cups, like he's just emotionally mature. You may be emotionally maturing at this time as well. So what is the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, Spirit? 10 of Cups and the Page of Cups in the reverse. Again, that offer not being taken, grabbed up, maybe thinking that something was your wish fulfillment, wasn't quite, you know, your happiness. The Hierophant in reverse. 9 of Cups. 3 of Cups. Spirit is saying you were giving to the wrong situations. I'm not sure what those situations for you. Some of you may have been overindulging in alcohol. Be cautious of that. It's like, where were you? And I'm going to say piss poor investments too. So, you know, it's like being cautious of where you're giving your money to, what you're doing with it. Are you using it for your highest good? Because I feel like there was an inner knowing. It may have been coming out faster than it was coming into you there for a little while as well when it comes to finances. So, you know, were you overindulging in bad habits? I don't have the Devil here, but to me with that Hierophant in the reverse, sometimes it's, you know, it's like the Hierophant is all-knowing and very put together, and he is that spiritual leader. He is aware. When I see it in the reverse, it sometimes reminds me of the Devil energy, where we're dealing with obsessions and things that are not serving of our highest good. And that 9 of Cups and that 3 of Cups in reverse, it was leaving you feeling drained, you know. So this could be habits and addictions. This could be things that are not, you know, not in your best interest at the end of the day. Just seeing 1111, pay attention, right? So, you know, your investment, whether it was into a person, yourself, whatever, I don't feel that it was exactly healthy for you at any given point. If you're trying to drown out your sorrows because you don't want to recognize what Spirit is trying to show you as well, you know, that's something, again, to pay attention to. So it's like, why am I doing this to myself at this point? This Judgment call, the Devil, dealing with the Devil. Just talked about the Devil, and there it is. The Chariot came out sideways. Are you struggling? I feel like you kind of, you go back and forth between choices of what is good for you and what is not. You may find that there is somebody around you that's extremely alluring, would be the word that I would put to it. They just do something to you. They do something for you that, you know, may not be the best option for you. It tends to take you off course. So it's like, it's almost like you're trying to play with that energy of like, if I can control the situation, then we'll be okay. Be aware of that. And I'm going to dive a little deeper into this for you, Sag. It's like, if you have control, that 4 of Wands, if you have control of your foundations, and the Lover's card, I'm telling you, you guys are totally dealing with somebody, whether this is a person of the past or somebody now. It's like, and I'm going to show this to you. I'm going to tilt the camera down. Do you see how these cards came out? Hold on a second. My big hand, I'm so sorry. Okay. You have the Judgment card in the center, right? The Devil, the Chariot came out just like that, and I'm leaving it laid that way because I will read them sideways. And then the 4 of Wands. It's almost like you're boxed in by this decision-making process. Probably make you guys like nauseous. You're gonna need a Dramamine. And then you've got the Lovers underneath. So it's like there's this space of, what direction do I go? What direction, you know, am I going to take? What decision process am I going to use with this Devil card? It's, you know, obsessions, toxicity, love, you know, what we think is love anyhow, lust, addictions, things like that. Is like, this is not a healthy energy to be sitting in. And then the other side of that is that 4 of Wands, knowing that this is where you want to get to. And that Chariot is kind of like, again, a decision-making process. You know, in the original Chariot card, and it could be Cancer, or be Cancer energy there. The Devil was Capricorn, Hierophant being Taurus, the Lovers, Gemini, King of Cups there, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces as well. But anyhow, you know, on the original Chariot card, you've got a black horse and a white horse, and he's, you know, hanging onto the reins as to which way he's guiding them to go. But the reality of it is, too, is those horses could split off, right? You've got one leaning towards the dark side, one that's leaning towards the lighter side of purity kind of thing. And I kind of get that same vibe here with the way this is feeling. Like, you've got this Devil energy to the one side, your feet are on fire, like trying to figure it out. Do I play with the Devil? Do I engage in this? And then you've got the 4 of Wands, your, you know, celebrations, family, home, stability, and that popped out in the underlying whenever I was throwing the first couple of cards, but this is about soul connection. High Priestess, you may be dealing with somebody who's extremely intuitive as well. Eight of Pentacles, like all of a sudden too, there's an understanding and a knowing even maybe coming from them at this time that's making things very different. And it's kind of, you know, it seems like sowing my oats, you know, and then settling into, you know, being done playing games. The Devil, the Two of Cups in reverse, the Lovers in the reverse. Toxic energies, this could be past toxic energies as well. Recognizing when certain aspects are involved, whether it's love, lust, booze, addictions, whatever the hell it might be, it oftentimes leaves you, I'm going to say most of the time, all the time, whatever, leaves you feeling empty. It's hard to bring things together when you're sitting in toxic patterns and habits and routines, knowing that there's a need of change, a direction that's going to have to occur in order for you to reach your happy place at the end of the day, when you have cause to celebrate. What is this Four of Wands about, Spirit? Six of Cups and the Judgment card again. You know, this, you know, what makes home feel good to you? Because I feel like this is what you've been doting on for a long time. The need to feel like things are beautified and lovely and connected and giving and receiving emotionally. I do think that you have a beautiful idea of what this is for you, and it's, you know, you want to put in the work, that productivity back there. You know what feels good, but it's like, it's almost like you're going off in one direction of maybe booze, alcohol, you know, whatever it might be. You know, I'm not saying that everybody has that problem, because not everybody does. But it's like you engage in that, and then it's like, well, I want to be at home and be Betty Crocker there, and, you know, the next day. It's really trying to strike a balance between these two worlds that you tend to be living in. It's like you're going to have to make a clear decision, and that Judgment card is making a clear choice. You know, that could be karma coming back around. You may be clearing out some karma as well from the past too, you know. So it's like recognizing these patterns, these traits, this back and forth energy, because I kind of feel like I'm being pulled for you guys from one way to another. The courage and the wisdom to know the difference. And the Serenity prayer just came up. You know, God, what is it? I know it too, and I can't even think of how it goes now, because I'm put on the spot. But, you know, it's, you know, asking God for, you know, God or your higher power, whatever that might be, to give you that clarity, to give you that insight, to give you that wisdom, so that you know which direction to go. But I think at the end of the day, Sag, like, you already know where you need to go. You already know what you need to do. It's like learning to have faith in yourself, on what it is that you do need to do. And I'm going to tell you too, some of you may have been suffering from headaches and gut issues too, is how this is coming up in regards to health into this toxic cycle. So if you were overindulging in food or whatever it was, your body was letting you know, or is letting you know right now, that it doesn't feel good. Your body is tired. Your body is worn out. Your body is like, can you please give me a break here? Cut me a break. So, you know, pay attention to how you're feeling, even physically, health-wise, you know, to make better choices. And that Lover's card too is also about choices. The Chariot. We've got the Knight of Cups clarifying that guy. What else do we got here? The Worlds. Do not repeat cycles. Sag, the Sun. The Chariot clarifying the Chariot. I'm telling you. Let go of control issues. Stop trying to control your emotions. It's like you're like trying to intervene in how things are going to go. The second you drop the need to control how you're feeling, the easier this is going to be for you. The Hierophant underneath. So again, Cancerian energy, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus again, Gemini. You got some major players out here on the board. Hierophant twice. Some of you may have Taurus in your chart, just FYI. Or even Gemini, or you could be dealing with a Gemini. But the moral of the story to this is you're trying to control how the universe is requiring you to shift in this moderation. And it's like you feel your emotions, you try to drown them out, you know, and it's like but there's a massive desire for stability. It's insane, the draw of what you're trying to accomplish, what you want to reach into. But I think that's where when you get to the point that if you know what you want, you got this decisiveness to it, it's balls to the wall, like I'm off into the races, right? And then it becomes so overwhelming that these toxic patterns, overindulging, whatever it is, creep up and they knock you off course again. And I feel like you're having a hard time balancing that out. And that moderation is learning how to just say, yeah, I can go out tonight, but am I going out to, you know, maybe have a beer, or am I going out to eat, or am I overindulging in cookies, or am I, you know, whatever, spending too much money, whatever this is. Am I doing it because I'm trying to fill something internally? Or am I doing it because I just want to go out and have a good time and see some people? You know what I mean? So it's paying attention to why you're reacting to situations the way you are. Because if it's toxic to you, you know that it's not for your highest good, and it's understanding where those spots are internally that you're trying to fill with these behaviors. Okay? The Six of Wands, Spirit. What are the Six of Wands about? The Six of Wands, clarifying the Six of Wands. Surprise, surprise. A lot of repeating energies for these readings. The Magician. You're on your way to something new. Two of Cups underlying that. Something new. You may be coming out of this cycle. Ten of Wands. And then... what is it about it that's so damn hard? Hangman, Pisces energy at the bottom. You know, that Six of Wands, again, is victory, success, transformation, cause for celebration. The Magician, like you've manifested a new beginning. You've got every tool in your arsenal. The Magician's got a little bit of everything. He is the jack of all trades, the master of none. He knows what he wants and he's going after it. That Ten of Wands is burdens and laying down the load and moving forward in life. And this Hangman is needing a new perspective on how we go about what feels right. And I'm going to tell you guys, if there's something around you that feels like you're constantly pushing against the grain to get somewhere, that's resistance. And if there's resistance to something, if you're feeling like it's a little off, you need to leave it be. You know, because if we're constantly pushing, we're enforcing control. We're enforcing our will on things that maybe Spirit is asking you to take a step back from, rather than you going in there and manually making something work. Could you imagine, like, if a clock didn't work, you know, and you're like, oh no, this thing's got to work. You can just sit there and turn the dials all day so the clock keeps time all day long. You're trying to control it. If it's not working, let it be. Change the batteries, something, do something different, because you can't sit there all day. And it's a really horrible analogy, but same concept. And for whatever reason, I'm looking at this Magician with the Ten of Wands, and they're taking me back to a 9. They're subtracting that number. And it's like whatever this is continues to knock you back a notch every single time. So it's really, you know, if you've done the same thing over and over again and you're not getting any type of different result, it's time to change the way you're doing things, and you need to moderately do it. You don't have to change the world in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. Do it one thing at a time. One thing at a time to build up to where it is that you're heading. I'm going to clarify this King of Cups too. For Sagittarius, April 2023, what is the King of Cups about, Spirit? Five of Cups in the reverse. Five of Swords. Every time you start to feel, it's like you're torn between hurt and love. Very much torn between hurt and love. You may have thought that something was going to be better than it was for you. There's the King of Cups again. We've got the Eight of Swords, the King of Cups. You're seeing somebody somewhere, somehow. You may be, Empress energy there. It's almost like you may see it as you're not enough. You can't give enough, you can't do enough, and there's hurt and rejection in that. There is the idea of self-sabotage. It is, you could be hiding emotions. You may need to express some emotions, but there's a whole lot of misery that surrounds these emotions at this time as well. Like you play with the idea, you toy with the idea of expressing these things, but then you get up in your head. If you feel something, say something. If you know something, then speak your truth. But it's like, I'm just going to sit in limbo and not express where I'm at. And, you could be lying to yourself. You could be lying to another person about how you're feeling or what makes you feel good. So if you're not on the same page with somebody and there's an expectation tied to something and you can't fulfill that, speak up and just say, I don't know that I'm capable of this. But it's like you're afraid you're going to miss out on something if you don't. What's meant for you is always going to be for you. It will always be there. So it's like there's these realizations that are tending to pop up, and I think it's in relation to this toxic energy back here. But it's like self-sabotage by not just being straight with yourself and being straight with other people for whatever reason. So, I just heard Spirit say, I wish I could be courageous like you. So you might be dealing with somebody and you're seeing this person as this Empress energy where they can express and do and live lightheartedly, and they change as they need to. They adapt. There's some flexibility there. They breathe life into things. And that productivity, these two cards for me, the Empress and this productivity, really remind me of one another for some reason. But it's kind of like you may feel like you're a step behind where somebody else is, and as a result of that, you may not feel like you're enough. But the emotion is there to say, I want to try. Like there's this need of effort, and I feel like you're emotionally sabotaging yourself by not expressing, to get that traction. So again, it's like, it's all or nothing right now for you. It's I'm going to throw myself into everything, or I'm going to just take myself back out and step back into these piss poor decision-making processes that include overeating, drinking, oversleeping, not getting up at a decent time, knocking yourself off course. Sag, it's time for balance, buddy. It is time for balance. It's just all there is to it. All right, some advice, please, for Sagittarius for the month of April. Open to discovery. A lot of signs have had that card as well this time around. Seeing beyond the rose's kiss. I just heard that song. I forget who sang it. It's like Love Hurts. Da 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 da. It was like on a commercial, and it was like who the hell sang that? It was like 80s rock music. Love Hurts or whatever. I can't sing it. I can't remember the words to it, but it's like, I don't mean to make fun of, emotional misery, if that's what we want to call it, but that's just what I heard. Tender embrace. Just want to feel loved. Want to give your love. I do think that you are thankful for some of these situations and recognizing things. Open to discovery. I do feel like, too, you guys, I feel like there's a lot of hard work on the forefront of whatever this togetherness is, whether it's with somebody else or whatever. Don't lose yourself in that, though, okay? I think that's a very important thing for you to understand, is that you can engage with whatever does feel good to you, but don't lose yourself, because, again, back here, you have this tendency to retract and go back into habits and patterns that are not healthy for you. This tender embrace, wanting to feel love, wanting to give love. Just be genuine. That's all there is to it. This is who I am. Drop the label of fear that's attached to you in any capacity. This is how I feel. This is what I want to feel. This is what I enjoy. Again, another four, that foundational energy. wanting to be in connection and feel that you're loved. And there's nothing wrong with that. We think if we express the fact that we desire to be loved, that we become so vulnerable and open that we can get hurt. Does it open us up? Yeah, it does. But for the person that never gets to try to love or be loved, they're missing out. Because there is somebody out there that is going to love you the way you need to be loved, or you are going to love them the way that you want to love someone, and equally receive that back in return. Broken open, whatever this is, it's requiring your soul's growth to expand. It's requiring you to open up and blossom, because I think through this experience, do I think this experience is going to be there forever? No, probably not. But it's meant to open you up to a divine understanding of how to move forward as you navigate life. In the royal you, it's taking you back to recognize your value, your worth, what you're loyal to, what you're capable of. It's not, Spirit is saying all that glitters is not gold, right? There's more to it than just what is at the surface level. It is what lies underneath, and that surface card came up on the split whenever I started the reading. There's more, there needs to be more emotional depth to a connection, and I feel like you're afraid to let yourself go there. If you dive into those emotions and it becomes uncomfortable, it's back to the toxic patterns. Overindulging in whatever it is. And in the payoff, there's no reward in it when you step back into that energy. So, Sag. Better choices across the board. Better choices, better choices. If you guys found that this reading resonated for you, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. I appreciate all of your love and support. Sag, balance is key. Balance is key for you guys. Open up emotionally. Brene Brown's books, she'll teach you so much about your emotional intelligence. She's incredible. Whether she realizes it, I don't know. I just love her, and I love her stuff. But to be vulnerable isn't a bad thing. People are scared to death to be vulnerable. Open yourself up to be vulnerable. It's all right. And do it without numbing that vulnerability, okay? I wish you guys a fantastic month of April. Happy spring to all of you. Take care of yourselves. I'm sending you love and light, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.